Hey, Myles here at Tactical Hyve, and welcome to another video about shooting your pistol accurately. This is Monday, so we're going to be covering dry fire, and then Thursday we're going to be covering the live fire exercises to validate what we do today. We're moving into the realm of adding the draw to our presentation, specifically how to marry your hands after you draw. Okay, so I have a dry gun here, and what we've been covering thus far in this series is, how to shoot from presentation, punching out, breaking shots, single shots. Now what we're going to do is we're incorporating the draw stroke here. It's not a draw video, okay, so we're not going to go over techniques. We're not going over grip yet as well in this series. We will eventually, but I think what's going to be most important right now is using the techniques you know or have learned, okay, and being able to get your gun out from your holster and marry your hands to get to the point of what we've already, where we already taught you how to push your gun out from here by locking your wrists and getting your sights aligned, okay? And so what we're going to do, I don't know how you carry your gun, whether you carry concealed, outside the waistband, but we're going to work things in reverse. So with a dry gun, what you're going to do is have your hands together, take your finger off the trigger, and just like you were going to put your gun away, you're going to bring I want you to do this. I want you to bring your arms in, and I want you to pay attention to when your hands separate. So for me, they're beginning to separate here, and this is when I would pull up my garment and put my gun away, right about here. So my arms began to separate right about here. So this would be my reference point for my general, just kind of the general way I put my gun away. It might not be exactly the same. Like I said, I don't know what your draw technique, I don't know if it's over here. So for example, for some of you who might carry here, this is just me thinking hypothetically here. Some of you, it might look like this, where I'm putting my gun away, my hands are still together. Now maybe they release over here, okay? I don't know. This is just, again, as an example here, all right? Why am I covering this? I want you to understand that once you get to that point where your hands separate, this is also the point, okay, where your hands should marry after your draw, okay? So the idea here is, notice when I did in reverse from my appendix draw, my hands kind of came apart right around here. So when I draw here, my hands will come together right about here too. And this, what does this look like? This looks like what we covered in previous weeks. Now I'm in this position where if I lock my wrists and I just look at my target and present, my sights should be aligned. Okay, so this is why we're not working on the draw stroke just yet, because again, also I don't know how you carry, but regardless of how you carry, there is going to be one constant. Your hands are going to meet somewhere, okay? And the idea here is that when you draw, whether it's here or anything like that, when your hands meet, that's when you're going to lock your wrists, and this is exactly what we covered. I believe it was in week 2 or 3. So if you haven't followed our series, check those videos, okay? This is going to allow you to understand if your sights are going to be aligned when your hands meet. So for today's video, dry fire, you're going to find that position, work in reverse, okay? So first, you're going to start off like this, bring your gun in, and then as if you were going to reholster, you're doing your draw in reverse. Where your hands separate, that's where you want to pay attention to, okay? Now, that's where the area you want to pay attention to. So now, you're going to do your draw. I'll simulate it both ways here, like an outside the waistband and appendix. So you're going to do everything real slow for now, so I'm explaining it slow. My hand grabs the gun here. I have a good grip here, right? Good purchase. I break my gun out, but I am searching for that point my hands marry. Now again, it matches exactly where it was when I went in reverse. So now what I want you to focus on is you are now locking your wrists, and now just prepping your trigger. Everything else is the same, what we've covered in this series. If you carry over here, let's just pretend, okay, so I clear my garment, I grab my gun, and then let's say your hands always meet here, then this is where you're always going to search for. Once you draw, meet your hands here, lock your wrists, and then break the shot. So the entire movement, what I want you to do for this dry fire session is work your draw any which way you know how, whether inside the waistband, outside the waistband, appendix, whatever it is. Work your draw and get to the point where your hands are supposed to marry, and you found that by working everything in reverse. And then from there, the wrists should be locked. No more movement this way, okay? And from here, present out, you should be aligned with your sights, ready to break the shot. If you, as a reminder, if you forgot what I'm talking about, if you haven't followed with the series, I think it's in week 2 or 3, where you begin to aim with your body, not visually, okay? You're aiming with proper sights aligned by feel, okay? So that is what you're going to do here. You're going to do this for about 15 minutes, your draw stroke, not forgetting anything else that we covered in the series, okay? Prepping your trigger, looking at your sights, all of that, isolating the trigger finger. So you're going to do this, marry your hands. You can do it this slow if you want to. So once I'm here, this is the starting point, then break the shot. That is why we started this series from here, because this is where our hands are going to meet after we take that draw. So do this for about 15 minutes, 3 times this week. And as you get used to this, you can make it smooth, okay? Then little by little, get it faster. But the idea is I'm not skipping steps. Everything is going to be the same. You do not need to go lightning fast for now. If this is brand new to you or you haven't worked your draw a lot, then what I want you to focus on is really going smoothly, marrying the hands and then breaking the shot. You know, prepping the trigger on the way up. Remember, nothing changes here in this series. Everything from here to here, we've already covered. We've covered it now for 5 or 6 weeks. So there should be nothing that should be enough time if you had followed us from the very beginning, where this should be almost into your subconscious now. Now what we're adding is, how do we get to that position from the draw? Right here, then we continue. Okay, that is what we're adding on today. So give it a try, guys. This is gonna prepare you for our live fire on Thursday. Remember, do this slowly first. Establish where your hands meet by going in reverse, and then work towards that position from your draw. That wraps up today's dry fire session. See you guys on Thursday for the live fire. As always, please like, comment, subscribe.